Hello, hello, hello. I am the Cerebral Palsy Vigilante Zachary Bunnell. Today I continue showing you the different exercises I do which have helped me to feel I'm in the best shape of my life physically despite, getting into my 30s now. Later this month I'll turn 33, and I've talked to others with cerebral palsy who have felt like, that's when age really starts to catch up with them. And, a viewer asked me, well, what do you do specifically? And so this video, the other videos I'm doing, I have a blog post in mind I'm going to do once the videos are done. That's going to all come together and comprehensively answer what exactly I do, the frequency of what I do, and the foods I eat, those different every aspect of it, a comprehensive aspect of how I got into feel this way. I feel like I'm getting stronger despite going older. But all that's for another day. First things first, let's get this video going. So today, this is kind of like my miscellaneous routine. I always start this one. I'm on a couple of blocks. These are actually things that I had from my childhood physical therapist. She left. I'm gonna gab in a little bit. Right now I'm just gonna show you the stretch. I can see that my foot looks like it's a little bit out of camera range, but I just have my one leg tucked in, that leg you can see, then my other leg is straightened out, and from my right side it has such a tendency to like toe in and lay in that I have a towel I use to kind of, as I'm stretching, hold it with my left hand to kind of keep it from toeing in, and then it's just reaching down as far as I can to the toes to get a good stretch. So I'm going to actually get my other camera turned on really fast. It wasn't going to be able to catch everything I do, so I was going to wait a little bit. But I'm going to get it set because that one might be able to catch my foot better, and then you'll have another view, a better view of this stretch. One moment. So that camera's set up. Hopefully it will work out. I just did 30 on my right leg, stretching the hamstring. Left side, you can tell I don't have that issue of keeping my toe from toeing in, so I'm able to just hold my foot up and then stretch. And because, so I did 30 on that side, but because my right, and you could probably tell by how much further I got with my hand to my toe,
that side is not as tight. But so because my right side is tighter, I usually do, so I do 30-30, then I come back and I do the right side a second time for a count of 20 to 30 to get that good stretch in. Towel keeps that foot from toeing in. Alright. Good stretch. Now I always challenge myself to get up without having to like hold on to anything. It really takes concentration over moving those hips forward and then bearing the appropriate weight onto my legs. There we go. Move the blocks out of the way for the moment. Because they are going to kind of distract from what's next or block the view for what's next. And I'm going to adjust the camera so you're not. Let's see. Yeah, that's good. So I come here next to like the door jamb. I just stick my one foot in front, and this is just bringing the knee over the toes, keeping that back leg up, the other leg back, and just kind of bringing that knee over the toe, holding strong in the shoulders, holding 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Two, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 2. And what this does is it helps practice balance, because you gotta keep your, it's easy when you're shifting the weight forward, like on this side with my left knee going over my toe. It's weight bearing on this right leg it's weight bearing on the back leg for balance. And then I also feel like moving the knee over the toe also helps to loosen out the ankle. Again, I'm not a physical therapist. I'm not a personal trainer. I'm not a professional at this. So this is something that my physical therapist had me do when I was a kid, and just a lot of those activities I did in physical therapy as a kid, I kept up with them over the years. because my body kind of necessitated it. If I don't, I start feeling tighter, and you start degressing. Degressing? You get the point. You start, backtracking on your physical upkeep. So this is a lot of it. It's just like physical maintenance, to be honest. So I think that was 3. And next is just, you can tell, just something that seems like, well, that shouldn't be, like, that doesn't look bad. So some able body might see and think, well, that looks easy. But it is a challenge for the body. Next up, I just do marching in place. Trying to, so after I do a set of 10, marching in place, I just, kind of break things up. Do my best. The idea is my eyes are straight ahead, or like I don't move my eyes side to side, and then I do these like arm circles and try to follow my arm with my eyes without turning my head to look. It's a little weird doing it here because I can just look into the camera and see my arm. So that's just that, it's a break, gives the legs a break, gives my upper body, just gives my legs a break, doing something a little different. And then I go back and do a second set of 10 marching in place. Okay, you know, start over because that one was that was a bad start. So shake it all off. Please don't sue me for copyright infringement, Taylor Swift. Shake it off, and let's try that set of 10 again. Landing, it's always trying to focus on landing on the heel first, then two. Heel toe. Having a quality control lift off and lifting it as far in the air as I can. These last, this second set is not going super well. So it just comes down to keeping your composure and focusing. Like I would have loved to get a little higher on that one. 8. 9. 9. 10. And to give the legs another break, what I'll do is this. I'm going to do the arm circles, but this time you'll notice my feet, I'm putting my feet closer together, and this is to help kind of like me work on to help with the balance. Alright. So, in case you haven't, well, I don't know if you would be able to tell, but I was going to say, in case you haven't noticed, this routine, on my exercise routines, this is the one, this is the routine that is most challenging to me. Just bring these blocks back out for what's next. I have like 3 or 4 of these. The 3 this is the third one. It's a little thinner than the other two. Alright. And so, again, a safe position. I'm going to have to adjust the camera again. Let's see if that's too much. I would say if I can lift it up a little bit, that'd be good. Didn't really look like it did anything. Well, you know, the important thing is you can see, I know my top of my head looks like it's being cut off, but that's alright. Maybe the other camera will catch a better angle. The important thing to see is my body here, what I'm about to do next. You know, this, I've set up this routine for the, you know, it's like that break. I was just on my legs doing the, you know, marching in place, and you saw how that's a challenge. And that just works. It just feels like it works for everything. Range of motion, with especially with my right leg, getting that up and down. It helps me maintain my range of motion. It's a balance thing because you have to concentrate on shifting your weight. It's a walking thing because it focuses on the heel toe. It's very involved, but I think this is the the most challenging routine for me, is because it works your body in the most ways. It's so good to get in the break, to sit on the blocks. And these, I ended up coming up with the name, again, something I did in physical therapy as a child. I ended up coming with the name of elevators. And maybe it's just because it's like you're going up and going down as in an elevator. So this blue box is a little shorter than the other ones. But alright, so you have your hands on the block. And the idea is to sit up to get that stretch and to stretch. So it's a really fierce. It's a fierce stress and a fierce stretch on the hamstrings, as you will see. So it's rolling over. It's also sometimes a challenge to keep your hands on the block. I haven't done this routine in a while, in case you couldn't tell why I'm struggling with it a bit. And then just rocking back and forth for a little bit to, really let that stretch set in. Slow, control, back down. Do it a second time. Out. Keep those hands on the block. Back and forth. Again, that swaying back and forth. Keep stretching the legs. Back down. Nice and control. Number 3. do a set of 5. Sit back down. Kind of get, give my legs a little break. Work the shoulders. Practice keeping those straight. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hunch. Straight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And for the second set, I'm going to get rid of the blue block, shorten it up, create more of a challenge. And I'm going to actually do the second set on the harder level, not facing your camera, but, facing the other way, just to give you a look at the back of my legs and what it looks like as I'm doing this. It's more of a challenge because it's a shorter. It takes more control to go down to a lower level. So as you saw when I was facing your way, is you want to keep those hands on the block. And then just, I guess this is going to be a challenge. I got this. Roll. There we go. It's important to listen to your body while you're exercising. If you want, control is everything. You need to be listening to your body, and as you're getting up, you feel like it's not going to work, instead of forcing it, sit back down, reset yourself, and try again. At least that's what I do. Again, I'm not a personal trainer. I'm not a physical therapist. I've just had years of physical therapy, and I'm showing you what I do to be in the shape I'm in. And because one of the viewers asked in one of my videos, how did you get to, what specifically do you do to get that has gotten you to a point where you feel like you're in your 30s, but you're feeling your best physically? And this is part of that response to show what specifically I do. I'm only going to do 3 on this second set because it's so much more difficult. I'm not trying to strain myself. And again, rolling the shoulders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4. Standing up without grabbing onto anything. Which is actually a perfect segue into what's next. Because it's getting up and down, practicing literally getting up and down off the floor without holding onto anything. So let's figure out camera angles. You want to. So you can see me. Let's do it. I want you to be able to see my head if possible. And then the other camera should be able to catch my legs, and then I'll have to splice it together for you so you can kind of get a full picture of what I'm doing between the two cameras. It's just, one leg at a time. I'm gonna bring my right leg forward, bring my knee over the toes, and as I do that, it's like practicing proposing for someone, getting down on a knee, bringing that leg all the way down, then getting up with that other leg, so bring up the left, shift that knee over the toes. That's half. Now we gotta go back down the other way. So let that right leg carry you down. Bring down the left. Bring up the right. Shift your right knee up over those toes. Alright. So I do this 3 times. That was 1. Half. Next 2. Get back in my original position. Do it for a 3rd time. That thump you might have heard was kind of like when my left toes kind of like made that thump. They kind of wiggled as I was bringing that right leg down, or I was coming down. 3 or 2.5. this used to be super challenging for me. Now that it's not challenging anymore. But I probably wouldn't have been able to listen to music or talk to you as I'm doing it in the past when I first started doing them, which really was around 2009. I visited family in Arizona, and as I'm talking, let me think, what is my next? So I'm going to get back down on the ground here to do some side sitting, which means I should angle you back so you can see me on the ground. Alright, I think you're going to become side camera for the moment. And I get on my knees. Yes, as I was saying, I was visiting family in Arizona. I was over my cousin's house. We were going to watch, the I think it was the third X-Men movie, and I went to, go put like the disc in their DVD player, and this is before everything was streamed, and the DVD player was on the ground, so I had to like get on the ground, and there really wasn't furniture to hold on to, and like, so that moment kind of like, I should practice this, and be, practice getting up and down to help, improve my mobility, and I guess that would be the word for it, mobility, right? So anyways, yeah, and now side sitting. So that was that story I started telling before adjusting that camera. The side sitting kind of goes something like this, or it goes like this. So start on my knees. You go to one side. Back on your knees, go the other side. This side's hard for me, so it's like I do a set of 5, so each one I try to get down on my left side a little more. This is only the first one, so that will have to do. Back in the middle, to the right side. And this really focuses on control. It's trunk control, I guess. Ask a personal trainer or a physical therapist. As I've mentioned twice already, I am neither one. So get down to 3. 3. 4. 4. 5. 6. try to take it down as far as I can without losing control. And you saw I started losing that control. Do it one more time on that side. Alright. It's the best I'm going to do for now. One more PT related activity before we get into my reward and muscle building stuff. For the rest of this video today, I think you're going to be good set back here as we did for the hands and knees routine. So for this last activity, it's kind of a merger. Well, actually, to the thing, it's kind of funny, but this is kind of a merge between muscle building and more of a PT type thing. Because as you can see, here I have some ankle weights. And so there's some like strength building on that right side here. The ankle weights, they're about, I think this one's like 2 pounds. Yeah. Now this one's 2 pounds, which would mean this one's probably also, I don't know if it feels heavier because it's different material, but again, gold versus, but pound of gold and a pound of feather, it's it's the same, a pound to pound. So I'm going to guess and say they're both about 2 pounds. And you can do this without ankle weights if you wanted. Again, maybe talk to your physical therapist, talk to your doctor, talk to a personal trainer and see what they recommend you do. Hopefully this will just help give you some ideas. And so now to get, flat on my stomach. Almost lost the weight there. Let's see. And we'll see if you can see what I do. It's kind of like kicking myself in the butt, pretty much. I bring one leg at a time up, try to get it as close to my butt as possible, and back down. Alternating, trying to do it as straight as possible. I know the right leg kind of sways side to side crazily. 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 7, Alright, so do a set of 10, 2 sets of 10 with a break in between. Take my glasses off so I can lay my head down like this and just chill for the moment. So from what you guys have seen so far, is there anything have these videos given you any ideas for your own exercise routines and what you think would be helpful for yourself and maintaining for yourself? Go ahead and leave a comment in the comment section. That's naturally where comments go. And let me know if any of this has stemmed ideas for you, like, well, I'm going to ask my doctor this, or I'm going to ask my physical therapist this, or I'm just going to do this on my own because I think it's going to help. I cannot personally, for that latter, I cannot endorse and say that's the way to go, not to talk to anyone, just do it. But at the same time, you know, you have to know you. If you know you, then it's, you know, it's like, you know, do you know you? No one knows your body better than you, and you can kind of figure out. There's some things I do that the reverse crunches I do. I can't do crunches because of the metal rod in my back, and so I was looking for something else. I'll tell this story later as I get ready to do the reverse crunches. Right now, let's do the second set of butt kicks. All right. It's the second set of those. Let me get the ankle weights off. Those back. And I was saying earlier, not getting to the reverse crunches story yet, remind me not to forget about that. So that really pretty much takes care of the PT aspect of what I consider the PT aspect of these exercises. Now I get to go into like, okay, you did your PT stuff. So besides the reward you get from just feeling better physically and having your muscles strengthened out and keeping that range of motion, blah blah blah, you also get to have that muscle building activity time. And earlier I said that, using the ankle weights kind of makes it a muscle building activity too, and it's kind of a merger. And this is what I'm about to do. These are push-up blocks. Again, like I have these from my childhood physical therapist, and in between sets, I'll kind of tell you why I still have all the equipment from that I do from her. Tell that story. But in the meantime, like these are something I would do in physical therapy when I was young. So in a way, this is kind of a PT exercise, but I now use it as more of an exercise that deals, or more of a muscle building exercise with these push-up blocks. You'll hopefully see. Having them on the ground, legs are out straight, both feet up, and then it's pushing up with the arms. Controlling on the way down. Essentially a modified push-up, which I guess is why they're called push-up blocks. So that first set was a 15. Do 2 sets of those. And like so I said, these were originally the physical therapist I had, Trish. She began working with me around first grade, and then I worked with her. She would come to my she would come to our house, and we'd have a private physical therapy there. in those, and so at the least, I was having therapy once a week at the house, and so she would leave some of the equipment, like those blocks, these push-up blocks. She left them at the house, so that'd be just less stuff she'd have to bring. It was twofold. It was less stuff for her to bring in from the car when she'd come in for my therapy, and second, it was so I could practice and be doing these routines during the week when I wasn't having physical therapy. And so I had all this. So we had this equipment from the house, and then I saw her into college. Once I entered college, my physical therapy routine was about. It started out as kind of like a monthly or every few months, just because I'd be doing my exercises on my own, and I would arrange with Trish for a session anytime just to double check to make sure I'm doing things right, and I didn't fall into any bad habits. And then I feel like I'm saying "and then" a lot. I almost said it again. And that was the status quo of my physical therapy going into my junior year. And by that point, I became the editor-in-chief of the College's Student newspaper, something readers of my cerebral palsy memoir, Off Balance, know. Off Balance is available in paperback, on the Kindle, and on the Nook. So go to Amazon, go to Barnes & Noble, and check out Off Balance if you haven't already. It's my story of essentially embarrassment to embrace over having cerebral palsy, focusing on my teen years. And finishing up this story, book plug got me, the opportunity for a book plug got me diverted, was, I had a session with Trish junior year, and then after that, I really never called her. And so I had we saw the equipment from her, and she never, I figured if she wanted it back, she would have obviously called and said, hey, I could use that stuff. But she never called. I'm still, as you can see, I'm still using it to this day. Trish actually was one of my team members for United Cerebral Palsy's Race to Empower last year. She did the 10K alongside me and some friends, which was a really neat experience to share that with her. And like I said, so afterwards we got back in touch, but I have the equipment because that was just kind of like, because of life, our session kind of came to a close versus anything else. Our visits came to a close because life just got busier. I didn't really have let's do this. Alright. So I do 2 sets of 15 when I do those. It's a muscle building exercise, but at the same time, because it's a real workout on the arms. But at the same time, it's a PT thing because, for me, it's concentrating on having that right toe not toe in. So it's holding that right foot in place. It's trying to be as straight as possible with your shoulders. It's holding, so it's like holding a straight position with that. And then there's that, and then again. So it's holding the shoulders. It's just keeping your body in a straight posture. And then there's the control. There's the control of once you push up, when you're coming down, that you have control of your body, so you're not just thump. Okay, so what next would be the reverse crunches. And I said I had about the reverse crunches that for me, just trying to decide the best position for the camera here. Let's push you to the side, I think. I feel like that's the best positioning. That's what the best positioning is going to be. So these were something I was looking for. Basically, I wanted to try to get abs. So reverse crunches, doing crunches weren't really an option because of the metal rod in my back. And so I went online and I searched for exercises I could do. And the reverse crunches are what I found. And I started doing them. I've been doing them daily now. The one thing about the coronavirus pandemic that has it's a horrible situation. I've just been trying to make the best out of it. One of the things that it's allowed me to do is get back into exercising regularly, which is something I had escaped for a while. Kind of gets into the frequency of how often I do these routines. I do them twice a week. I need 2 of the 3 routines. And then, so for over a month, I do 8. And the routine I've done today is the one I do the least. Like I said, it's the most challenging one. I haven't actually done it for a while. So this is probably the second or third time I've done it in months. And that's bad, but alright, reverse crunches, something I do daily, a positive. And if you've watched my other cerebral palsy exercises videos, these are not anything new to you. I even did a testimonial video where I discussed how these have helped with my balance so much. I've probably featured them in at least one of my exercise montages too. Six. Seven. One more. All right. Oh, that practice earlier, standing up and down, going to come into play here as I get up without holding on to anything. One more muscle building exercise for today, and then this video will be closing. If you're still watching this late into the game, thank you very much. Again, if there is anything from this video that you're like, oh, I think I'm gonna try to implement that into my routines, do let me know in the comments what you're going to implement, or what this video, what ideas it's given you for your own exercise routines. Again, broken record, I'm saying this almost as much as I'm saying and then. But remember, I am not a personal trainer. I am not a physical therapist. I am not a medical professional. This stuff that I'm showing you is what works for me. It may not work for you. Consider it just ideas, you know? Someone asked me what I do, what's made me feel like at 32, or I'm 30, 31, 32, I'm still at the best shape of my adult life. And these videos are one way to explain, hey, this is what I do, instead of getting wordy and lengthy about exactly, precisely the exercise. And like, let me show you. And this is what that is. This chest expander is actually something that was not my physical therapist. I'm gonna close the door so I have more room. So essentially here, chest expander is a gift I got, wow, like 5 Christmas ago now. So, damn. Time moves fast. But yeah, this is, I was gonna say a few years ago, but yeah, it's been 5 years. It was like 2015 when I got this. And basically it comes up to like 5 ropes. I started, when I started using this, I'll do 2. Then I added 1. Then I added another 1. As you can see, I haven't quite got into all 5 ropes yet. There's still 1 missing. I have it. It's not missing. It's just not straining myself. So just here we go. Four. Five. Do 1 more. 6. So I'll do a second set of 6. In the past, I've done all the way up to sets of 8, but you know, I was feeling it, and the important thing is doing quality, not quantity. Quality builds strength, quantity gets you injured. Before, so get 1 more set of this, and then we're wrapping up the video. So in the process, let me remind you, if you've liked today's video, and I'm sure at this point, if you're still watching, you've liked it, go ahead, please hit that thumbs up icon, show you've liked it, let YouTube know you liked it. I believe it helps with their algorithm. It gets the video seen by more people. That's what other YouTubers I watch say, so I haven't actually fact checked that, but it doesn't hurt to like the video. As I said, I've already encouraged you a couple of times. Comment below what these videos have done for you. Have they given you an idea of something to add into your own exercise routine? Is this stuff you've already done? Comment below. This is some of the stuff you already do. Comment below, let me know. Subscribe to my channel and hit that bell. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel and have hit the bell icon to receive email notifications every time I loosen up my arms, every time I publish a new video. I said to start this video that at the start of the video, I kind of look at this as my miscellaneous routine because I'm kind of up and all over the place. If you could come up with maybe I should consider like I was going to say standing routine, but I do stuff that's not standing. I don't know. If you have a suggestion for what I should call this group of exercises I do this routine, let me know also by commenting, giving your suggestions in the comments. Time for set 2 of the chest expander. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Thanks again for watching. Until next time, remember, don't blend in, blend out.